There's no warm-up needed when Joe Gascoigne is coming into the ring. Now this young man fighting out of BMAC is Banbury Martial Arts Center, BMAC for short. He's a bantamweight fighter. He's dropped 2 fights in a row, taken about a year off now, and he's coming back and trying to get himself to the tip top, exactly where he should be, because he's an incredibly talented striker. Great no-gi and submission grappling ability, and it's just that, well, sometimes you come up a bit short, but he's changed a bit of his training approaches, and he's ready to establish himself in the bantamweight division. Always comes in shape. We do have day before weigh-ins here at MMA Battle Arena, and that means that these fighters can get the professional experience. They weigh in appropriately. They have about 24 to 36 hours to rehydrate. So that's why you see them coming in some of the best condition possible. There's Joe Gascoigne, all in black in the BMAC shorts, representing Drag across the back there. Drag, obviously ran by Ash Williams, boasting world champions in grappling. Now, whenever you have a fighter with Frontline Academy on his shorts, it's time to take notice, and Aziz definitely does. Nashwan Aziz putting Frontline Academy on his shoulders, carrying them all the way across the North Sea to Britain, and he's not looking to come home with a defeat, so he's going to be in Gascoigne's face. But again, Frontline Academy, a very strong submission wrestling gym. No-gi world champions on the mat constantly, similar to the Drag team that BMAC is associated with. So is this going to be a striker's strike? Is it going to be 2 grapplers that are going to be moving through a series of positions and showing us what the modern meta of grappling really means? Well, you're going to have to stick with us and find out. He's going to be coming down the walkway. Oh, don't pull his shoulders out. The team trying to get the shirt off of Aziz, dragging his arms behind him. Aziz looks thick. We're wondering who's going to be the taller fighter, the rangier fighter. Obviously, it comes down to millimeters in the Battle Arena cage. Who's going to get there first? Final instructions for the corner team, and Aziz shows that these guys come in, these guys box in, and he's ready to go. He'll be coming down the walkway. He's all saunter. And our official introductions to Chris Fensom.
This is our very first battle of the evening. Introducing first to the fight on red corner, representing BMAC, is Joe Gascoigne! And introducing his opponent in the blue corner, representing Frontline MMA, Nashwan Aziz! We go to referee Alex.
And they're definitely both ready. Gascoigne in the Vale Tudo BMAC shorts. Oh, he comes up with a switch high kick. That's definitely a switch high kick. Steps in, and he's all over the legs of Aziz, but he drops in on a single leg. Aziz threatening a guillotine here. He uses it to stand back up. Arm in guillotine, so it will be difficult to finish, but it looks like he's tight and under the chin of Gascoigne. Welcome, Chris.
Welcome. I'm so excited about this fight. Nashwan Aziz, he's had a bit of a tough record. He's 1-8, but 7 of those fights were all decisions. He's got such endurance, but this guillotine looks tight. He could be getting another win in that column.
Gascoigne doing the right thing to reach over with that left hand over the neck, but Aziz just uses it to muscle him over.
This is possibly the thing we've seen from Joe Gascoigne in the past. He's a beautiful technician, but occasionally slightly out-muscled in the cage.
I don't know. Yeah. Is it being out-muscled, or is it just letting positions just get out of hand?
Yeah.
Because we've seen him get triangled, and it's almost as though he didn't respect it until it was on. And there we almost see him. We see him in a very difficult position in the guillotine, and he almost didn't respect that until it was too late.
And look at the trap in the arm. That's beautiful cagecraft there from Nashwan Aziz.
And he's just looking to climb up. He's chest to chest here, so there's a lot of pressure on Gascoigne, but Gascoigne fights for that underhook, and he's spinning up. Back into a guillotine position, back in that front headlock position. Aziz is happy to be there.
And it's all about that underhook on the floor, isn't it, Steve? You get a strong underhook, you can get right back to your feet. And now this is all turned for Joe Gascoigne. He's in a good position here. Lovely knee from the very Thai boxing heavy BMAC.
You see Aziz look to the referee there, probably trying to ask for a low blow. I had one of my students look at me today when they felt like the person was going too hard, and I said, "Don't look at me. Keep fighting. Keep focused, because you're going to end up getting hurt by looking around."
Yeah, it's the classic. You've got to defend yourself at all times.
Look at this. So now we see Aziz dropped in on the hips, and he's just able to muscle Gascoigne to the mat. Pulls his legs right out from under him there. We see him being tight and chest to chest. We know Gascoigne can stand up at any moment.
Yeah, in frontline MMA, it's one of the things we've seen from them as a gym. They're very wrestling heavy. They're coming over here and taking all the British guys down.
But can you keep him down? And Gascoigne looking to get the hips.
Yeah, he is. Gascoigne trying to use those butterfly sweep.
I have to say, I was very buoyed, uplifted by seeing drag on the back of the shorts of the BMAC fighter.
Yeah, I know
Ash Williams.
They've joined that team, and they're doing some of the camps and getting Ash and Josh Williams over.
Mm-hmm. I've been on the mat with Ash Williams, and there's not a better technician, I think, in all of the UK. I was going to say England, but that's obviously Wales. Oh gosh, he's got a crucifix.
Yeah, got the arm trap there.
Yeah. He's almost under the chin, but 3 seconds to go, and it's just
It's beautiful little technical exchanges there, fighting for the different hand positions, the underhooks, and then even with the takedown, Joe Gascoigne didn't just accept the closed guard, which you'll see in MMA, it's sometimes a bit of a mistake. You end up stuck on the bottom. He went to butterfly, he used that to make space, then he could wrestle back up to his feet. Now the important thing is here, what adjustments do you think they're going to be making, Steve?
Gascoigne exactly is creating those scrambles, but you have to come out on top of those scrambles. I would rather hold you in guard and eke out the fight rather than get my back taken and possibly getting in a choke. And what the referees and judges are seeing in that position is that Aziz stays dominant. That is how you're getting outpointed right now, Joe. The most important thing now is to maintain dominance. Get ahead and stay ahead. Either get on top and stay on top, or keep them at a distance with your great striking. We know we've seen it before. We know you've got an excellent ability on the feet. Keep them off of you on the feet and move around. It's almost like the opposite of the JFK assassination. It's back and to the right for most people.
And I'm just remembering now Joe Gascoigne's last fight against Tim Quinlan. Joe had brilliant kicks in that fight. It was one of the big equalizers. In that first round, we didn't get to see a lot of that kick. I think because Nashwan's so good at closing the distance. So.
There was some at the very beginning of the round, but we saw it like drop off. And that's the thing, as soon as they start threatening the takedown, there you go, there's the jab. There's no reason to get crazy, just sit behind that jab now. Right, there we go, there we go, and there's the shot. It's unnecessary, that's unnecessary. It's getting too close for what you want. Oh, he might be under the, couldn't connect his hands.
That's the thing then, he landed like 4 shots then. Different shots as well, a straight right, a head kick, all pretty badly defended by Nashwan. No head movement. You know, he basically ate 4 single shots.
But then again, Joe doesn't drop away. He uses it to crash forward, and then you get into the 50. You know, it's 50-50 from there, and it does favor Aziz because he's been out grappling you for the last 4 minutes.
Yeah. At that point, you know, between rounds, if I was Stuart Davis, I'd be talking to Joe, going, "You're winning the kickboxing fight. Don't be the one initiating the grappling here. Let's keep this on the feet. Throw those kicks."
That's a good philosophical point there, Chris. When does an MMA fight have to be an MMA fight, or can you change it? Because right now it's a ground and pound trade-off.
Yeah.
And it's a positional
fight. Israel Adesanya, you know, he's not going to wrestle and he's not going to do jiu-jitsu.
He's just coming to kickboxing, isn't he?
And Anderson Silva back in the day as well. Jiu-jitsu black belt on the ground, but just stuck there and
make them slice, make them fight in your slice of the pie. There's a knee to the inside of the thigh. Right. Okay.
Yeah, conditioning is going to be a big factor in this fight. Like we were saying on the intro, Steve, it's the hottest day of the year here in England. And these fighters are not going to be used to that temperature. And then it's a packed venue here with the big spotlights pointing at these guys.
He's climbing up in the back.
And he's sort of under the chin, but it's very on the side. I think he's going to struggle to finish that.
That was he was just very hard for him to get himself, so his chest was on the back of Aziz.
Yeah. He slightly rushed that because now he lost the position because his arms were around his neck. Would have liked to got his sim and get deeper on the back before he thought of transition into it.
You really want to see Joe Gascoigne break away some way here. Either turn it. Yeah, Aziz is down. He's under the hips. This isn't a finishing position really for Aziz, but it will be now because Joe's leaning over him.
Yeah, Joe's looking for a guillotine. It's so hard, especially in these amateur gloves. There's too much padding.
You can reach down and, like, Joe's trapped his own left arm, which is going to be the factor there. But if he wouldn't have gone for that guillotine, he could have grabbed the elbows of Aziz and pulled him up like a pair of trousers and just get him higher up so he can't actually finish that takedown. We got 30 seconds left in this round, and again, other than that first 30 seconds. Oh, there we go. He's got to turn off, and if he falls to his left shoulder.
Especially with the butterfly. People think of the guillotine, they think, oh, your arm around their neck, that's what's squeezing them to make them tap. But it's usually your legs pushing them away. The strength of your legs in most of the way. Looking for a triangle, I think.
Joe Gascoigne, dangerous off his back, but gets past the final seconds of the second round. I'm not trying to be conservative, but if you're Joe Gascoigne, it's like, I've just lost 2 rounds for a couple of reasons, just not being a good ring general, really. And he's got all the tools. This is so frustrating. Aziz is just, he's in it for a dogfight. He just wants you close. Please come chest to chest with me because I know I can outmuscle you. I can take you down. And as soon as we get on the ground, I'm going to be able to pass.
But I think fatigue is starting to be a big issue in this fight. Nashwan at the end of that round, even though he's on top, he looked the more fatigued, more desperate of the two fighters, whereas Joe looked a little bit more
He's definitely
composed.
Fatigued. Joe's arms are up as well, and his eyes.
Yeah,
I was looking at his eyes, and his eyes are almost half shut there. Yeah, there you go. Stuart Davies sees it too, and flicks his chin up and says, "Look at me. Let's get open. Let's get awake." Right? Because it's hard even from ringside to get a breath at the moment. Those guys under the lights, it is boiling hot.
I almost feel like the issue here is game plan. I think Joe Gascoigne has watched Nashwan's previous fights, seen him struggle with wrestlers, probably done a wrestling heavy camp going, this is what he struggled with. Nashwan seems to have massively improved that area of his game. I think Joe's kind of stuck in this wrestler's mindset. If he can go back to being the brilliant kickboxer he is, just like that, he's going to have a good success rate.
Yeah, and now he just needs to break away post.
Yeah. Lovely knees.
We're talking about knees from the corner there. Yeah, there we go. Boom, he's just ripping the body. Yeah. This is Joe Gascoigne. This is the Joe Gascoigne I've been wanting to see. Big overhand right now. Break away, Joe. Oh, Aziz with the short shots there, and he's backing Joe up.
This is incredible. And clearly Stuart Davis, he's a very high-level Thai boxer, former BAMMA fighter and professional fighter himself. He's gone in and told Joe Gascoigne to make those adjustments. Aziz being heavy though, putting pressure on him. This is good work from Aziz. He's probably coming off slightly worse in these strike exchanges. He's going to lean on him, possibly get a little rest here. Exactly.
He's tying up the left wrist of Gascoigne. He's just got a wrist grip there, and he can slowly work himself down to a single leg or even a double leg. But you see, this is
an incredible way to kick off the night here in Coventry, Steve. We have 24 of the most incredible fights and matchups.
When you see a fight like this, the most annoying thing is it's an amateur fight and it's 3 3s, and you want it to be 3 5s because you want to see what these guys can do over 5 minutes. Because the way that they adjust, they download information and they make those little tiny changes to their game plans. That's what you can feel out in 5 minutes. In 3 minutes, sometimes you just can't get it going. And right now, Aziz is stifling that earlier attack from Joe Gascoigne. And Joe choosing to kind of put his forearm over the head. Joe doesn't seem to be aware that the switch is there, which would be to reach over and get, there you go. There you go. He's switching himself. Very nice, Joe. Very nice. Now he's looking to sprawl out. Now Joe's almost on the single leg, but he had to keep his legs underneath him to get some power there. He can still climb up. It's a Kimura lock.
I do love working with you, Steve. I learned so much about wrestling just by hearing your commentary. Former Battle Arena champion and freestyle wrestling champion Steve Brickman on the mic there, breaking down that exchange.
I'm just going to defer to you in all the leg entanglements. That's what I'll do.
I don't see a huge amount of those in MMA. Certainly not amateur MMA complex. There tends to be more submission only.
That's why we got 4 pro fights later on.
Oh, we do.
But Aziz is on him now. He's got seatbelt grip.
Joe back to his feet.
30 seconds.
This is all heart. Who wants it more?
Joe Gascoigne's going to get his takedown, and now he's on top. Can he get into a finishing position? Because Aziz is tough as a stump. Boom.
That's the side of the head. That was the side of the head.
I think those are fine.
Yeah, that was the side. That was a hammer fist to the side.
Yep, those were well placed.
Yeah,
just get a little bit of miscommunication. Now Aziz is tying up the wrists, and we've got 10 seconds. Joe Gascoigne gets his hands out, and he's just powering away. Aziz just stands up like he's swatting away flies, and at the very end of the fight, it's Joe Gascoigne on the attack, Aziz on the defense. Well, I know you're going to tell us what the decision is, Chris, and I'm going to just sit back and wait and say the age-old thing. I am so glad I am not a judge, because there's an argument for both men in that second round. And Aziz just takes a lot of damage there at the very end. And maybe a sign of what things would come if Joe had just a little more time to work, or held to a game plan, or established his striking earlier on in the fight, because he did some massive damage to the body. As Chris was saying at the end of the second round, it was obvious both men were fatigued, and Joe chooses to start going to the body, which is just going to take away more of that recovery ability from Aziz and leave him in a more desperate situation. We saw as the round went on that it favored Joe Gascoigne. But it's not the last 30 seconds, it's the full 9 minutes that's going to be taken into account by our ISKA judges. Some of the best in the business. I believe Chris has all the decisions. Aziz is now dancing. Maybe he's got his breath back, actually. Oh. Yep, head judge has got the decision. Everybody interested to know. Is it the quasi kicks of Joe Gascoigne, or is it Aziz? Aziz, want to talk to me? What's up, bro? Nashwan. That's right. Yeah, Nashwan. Nashwan telling me to remember the name. We'll see if we're going to.
After some incredible action, we go to the judges' scorecards. It is a split decision for your fighter in the blue corner, Nashwan Aziz.
I don't think the crowd enjoyed that one. The crowd didn't agree. But a split decision, it was obvious that one judge had it for